Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Wrestling Mark YouTube channel. We have for you today the NXT review for May 15th, 2014. I am Giovanni, and I'm alone today. Alvin couldn't be with us due to some difficulties with his microphone, and it's still being shipped to him and whatnot. So I will be reviewing NXT alone. So, of course, it's NXT for May 15th, 2014. Last week, we saw both matches of the quarterfinals the quarter matches for the NXT Women's Championship Tournament, which we saw Alexa Bliss and Charlotte advance. Yes, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte advanced last week. We also saw the debut of the team El Local and Kalisto, which was Kalisto's debut into NXT. We also saw a battle royal to determine the number one contender for Adrian Neville's NXT Championship, which ended in controversy when Tyler Breeze, Tyson Kidd, and Sami Zayn were all eliminated at the same time. Therefore, WWE COO Triple H granted a triple threat match for this week to determine the real number one contender. So we started off the night with a tag team match of the Ascensions versus a team which I had no idea what their name was, and I still don't know what their names are. So I'll just call them Jobber Team. So it's the Ascensions versus Jobber Team. You know, the Ascensions make their entrances, Jobber Team does not. So Victor of the Ascensions starts off with, I'll just call him Jobber number 1. And the Ascensions make quick tags in and out of the ring, just like basically attacking Jobber number 1. I believe it was Connor who knocked out Jobber number 2 out of the ring before he ever even got tagged. The Ascensions did this tag team move that I did not call the name of, or I did not get the name of, I'm sorry. And they won the match easily. Easy win. Basically, just to showcase their dominance as the longest reigning NXT tag team champion. You know, after the match, Connor grabs a microphone and he starts speaking, and he says that they've basically taken out every single team who has stepped in the NXT ring. And then he hands the microphone to Victor, who says they want a new challenge and they want something new to destroy. Cue El Local and Kalisto. So El Local and Kalisto will come out kind of to a mixed reaction, with El Local with the mic speaking most of the time. I'm gonna guess that Kalisto doesn't speak English, and that's why they put El Local, aka Ricardo Rodriguez, on the microphone. So basically, El Local challenges the Ascensions to a match at NXT TakeOver for the NXT Tag Team Championships. This is a match that I think anyone in their right mind probably could have came up with from last week from El Local and Kalisto's debut. I know Alvin did. Alvin said he wanted to see that NXT TakeOver. All I want to see is El Local's name being changed, because I still hate that name entirely. So we got the challenge, and the Ascensions didn't necessarily say anything. But it's pretty obvious that they'll face Kalisto and El Local at NXT TakeOver, due to the fact that they don't have any other tag teams to face. So, following this build-up match, I guess, for El Local and Kalisto versus the Ascensions, we go into a interview with Sami Zayn. He's basically there to speak on what's going to happen later that night in the triple threat match. He basically just says he's obsessed with the things he's passionate about, like beating Cesaro, trying to steal the NXT championship from Bo Dallas. And now he's obsessed with getting a shot for the NXT title, which I believe he should get, and he should have gotten after tonight. Sami Zayn is an incredible worker. I mean, the match at NXT Arrival he had with Cesaro was actually a match that actually brought me into NXT and made me just want to watch it more, I guess. And that's the reason I watch it now, because of Sami Zayn. People like Sami Zayn. So I feel that he should get the NXT Championship title match. But WWE had otherwise thoughts. So after Sami Zayn backstage interview, we go into Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte in a semifinals match in the NXT Women's Championship Tournament. This is the second match of Alexa Bliss's on NXT on the WWE Network. She comes out again with her very weird fairy-like entrance where she looks like a cheerleader mixed with Tinkerbell. And then, of course, Charlotte comes out and with Sasha Banks. So she has some backup, which was not even used. So the beginning of the match, basically, the beginning of the match made me realize how freaking huge Charlotte is. I mean, she's tall for a female. And especially compared to Alexa Bliss, who's pretty short compared to Charlotte. Which is crazy, but that's just a random comment I want to throw out there. So I thought Alexa was showing great athleticism. I mean, she ended up on the top rope. I don't remember how. And then she did this, like, rolling front flip off of it, which was amazing to me. It was really cool to see that, because I don't think we see a lot of divas who are willing to do something like that, or even do something like that. So I think that's kind of different in a way, I suppose. Basically, the whole match, Charlotte dominated and ruled the whole match. Like, Alexa Bliss would get one or two moves in, but not enough to show that she is a serious competitor, I suppose, or that they see her as a serious competitor. They basically gave most of the match to Charlotte, who finished the match with the bow down to the queen, as one of the commentators called it. I don't recall who. But she went with the bow down to the queen, advancing into the finals of the tournament, which, you know, the commentators are basically building up it as Sasha Banks versus Charlotte in the finals. They're basically just putting it out there, just saying, oh, what if we see Charlotte versus Sasha Banks at NXT TakeOver? So one can only imagine that that's what we'll see eventually. And I'd actually like to see that, to see if they would go with a storyline that breaks them apart or keeps them together somehow. I would personally really laugh if they do a whole, you know, like, Lay Cool storyline where they share the title. Like, one of them wins and then they share it forever. But, I mean, that's been done, so I highly doubt they'll do that. After the match between Alexa Bliss and Charlotte, we have another build-up for tonight's main event, in which Tyler Breeze is basically taking a selfie video of himself and speaking to his iPhone, which is really not his iPhone. You know, he's talking about how he's gorgeous, and to be NXT champion, you have to be able to do whatever it takes to win it. You also have to be gorgeous to be NXT champion. He mentions that Sami Zayn and Tyson Kidd are both Canadians. He says Canadians are generally not gorgeous like he is. And he also mentions that Tyson and Sami, being faces, are all about honor and will draw a line as to where they'll go to win a match, which I mean, I guess so. If they are faces, so I would believe that they would do that. But this match in the main event didn't really show that Tyler Breeze was able to do whatever he had to. It didn't show that Tyson or Sami drew a line, because it just felt like they were basically willing to kill each other to win the NXT Championship number one contender spot. But aside from that, after Tyler Breeze's selfie thing, we have a match between Aiden English and Mojo Rawley. I don't even know how to say his name. I actually like Aiden English. I think his character is really different in a way, but it does remind me of Damien Sandow. And if it is anything like Damien Sandow, he'll end up like Damien Sandow, dressed as Magneto on Monday Night Raw, jobbing to the Great Khali. But I like Aiden English because I like these different characters who aren't the same, types of superheroes who are just about either good or evil. He's about himself. He is about himself. He's about whatever kind of poetry or song he likes to sing before his matches. I actually like that. I like that opposed to a entrance theme. Because a lot of people are known, like, their entrance is everything. Because of the music mostly. Because of their actions. But Aiden English's entrance is different because of, like, his singing. With no music in the back and just a single spotlight on him. And he's, rhyming about how he's the greatest thing to come into the WWE. I would sing it if I had the voice of a singer, but I can't sing. So you won't be getting that. So, most of the match, I would say about 90% of the match, Aiden English was in control. He was in control a lot. Mojo would try to, counter something, and he would usually get that. He would counter. But soon after, he would be right into the hands of Aiden English. But Mojo did retaliate. I believe he got him with a big boot to the face in the corner. And because of that, he was able to hit him with 2 body splashes in the corner. Followed by whatever butt move that is. He jumps in there, shoves his butt in his face, I guess. And I don't know if the whole combination of it is this name, or just the last, jumping on him and sitting on him. But he hits the hyperdrive. I don't know if that's the whole sequence, or just the single sitting on him part. But that's what they call it, the commentator. So I guess I'll call it that. He wins off the hyperdrive. So another win goes to Mojo. I don't think I've seen him lose a match. I don't think he has lost a match on NXT. And he continues with this undefeated streak. Following Mojo versus Aiden English, we get a Tyson Kidd backstage exclusive, which is a little different from the last 2 little promos. Sami Zayn's look like a legitimate interview. Tyler Breeze's looked like he just wanted to get his own word out and just wanted to do it himself and just let people see it as him trying to get his own thing out. And Tyson Kidd was more like, they catch him in his preparation for the match, rolling up his hands with tape. And, he talks about how he returned to NXT because of all the stars that were born from it, including Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family, The Shield, and Big E. So he says he wants to be that guy who goes to NXT and breaks out and becomes a star. But will he? I don't know. We'll have to see. He called himself the leader, basically, of the NXT locker room, in a way. So does he become the next big NXT breakout star? We just have to wait and see. Following that, we have Angelo Dawkins versus Big Colin Cassidy. Which this match I did not really find interest in it just because I didn't know either guy. But I soon did become interested at the fact that during the match, CJ Parker comes out. If you don't know who CJ Parker is, he's basically this hippie gimmick who cares about the environment and wants to free the environment from all pollution, which is caused by our humankind, and that's not good. So he comes to the crowd with a sign that says, "No extra toxins," which is basically spelled as NXT for short, I guess. And on the back it says, "This sign is recyclable." So he's living up to his gimmick of being a conservative life lover. And he enters with the sign, which I thought was brilliant, other than the fact that neither competitor in the ring acknowledged it, and he didn't seem to care that they didn't acknowledge it. I think they should have done something where he gets involved with the match or something, but I believe he was injured, so maybe that's why they didn't do anything. But maybe this will start a feud with CJ Parker and maybe Colin Cassidy. Maybe. It's probably not with him specifically. He'll probably do this over a course of weeks in just random matches. Maybe he'll do it in every one of Colin's matches. Who knows? So for most of the match, Colin Cassidy dominated the match, and this is what is really irritating to me about NXT, is a lot of the matches are one-sided most of the time. So it basically is just this guy who is just there to try to make a name for himself by beating another guy easily with no real work, I guess, story like kayfabe wise. He's just squashing the guy. Squash matches, that's why they call it that. So he's making this huge impression, I guess, by beating this guy without really getting any damage. But Angelo Dawkins actually makes a really small comeback, but easily gets shut down with, I believe it was another big boot to the face. I could be wrong. I think it was maybe just a punch to the face. So, Colin Cassidy wins the match with what is called the East River Crossing, which another easy win. That's the third easy win of the night, which I'm really getting tired of. I'd like to see an actual match that's, hand in hand, equally put together, not just one-sided. After the match, we have a great segment, which I loved. I loved seeing this. I fanboyed a little, I'm not gonna lie. So we see JBL backstage, the general manager of NXT. So John Bradshaw Layfield is backstage, just texting, surfing the web, or tweeting, whatever he's doing on his phone. And none other than Bo Dallas, former NXT champion, longest reigning NXT champion. Bo Dallas walks up, and he has a stack of papers. What are these papers? These are letters from his believers. His believers, the people who believe in Bo Dallas. They sent letters pretty much demanding that he get another number one contender shot for the NXT championship. And Bo Dallas tells JBL, if you don't give me another shot, these are gonna start piling into your office, and that I don't think that's good. JBL basically makes a joke of the papers, saying that they should give them to CJ Parker so he can recycle them, and then says that Bo Dallas has gotten too many shots. The Battle Royal was his last shot. However, he's willing to give him one last shot in his next match. Which, if he wins, he will get a title shot for the NXT championship. How great would that be? However, if Bo Dallas does not win, he'll be forced to leave NXT forever. Which I feel is a good way, I guess, to get him out of NXT into the main roster. I just don't like where he's going in the main roster. He's going to be on SmackDown. I don't personally like SmackDown. I think he should have debuted on Raw. Adam Rose debuted on Raw. Why can't Bo Dallas debut on Raw? He's had all these little segments on Raw countless weeks. I don't know if they show up on SmackDown. But if they do, I mean, I think he should have gone to Raw and then SmackDown, maybe the same week. That would be a good thing. But they've already clearly showed that he will be on SmackDown, I believe, next week. So his next match is set to be Big E versus Bo Dallas. And if he wins, he will get another shot at the NXT Championship. If he loses, however, he'll be forced to leave NXT forever, which we all know he will not win. Even though supposedly he has an undefeated record against Big E, I do not feel he'll win. But it'll be a good way to send him off into the main roster for now. I don't know what they'll do if, for whatever reason, he needs to return to the developmental. What are they going to say? Like, you got banned from NXT forever, now what? But I think it's a good way to send him off. Like I said, I like Bo Dallas, so I'm looking forward to seeing him on the main roster finally. But, I mean, come on. Just let him leave. Don't make him lose to Big E. Because then he's going to have more problems when he debuts on the main roster. Hopefully not with Big E, because Big E is currently being set up, I would think, into a rivalry with Rusev. But you never know. So finally we have the main event of the night. The granddaddy of them all. It is the number one contenders match for the NXT Championship. To face Adrian Neville and NXT TakeOver. So we have Tyson Kidd versus Tyler Breeze versus Sami Zayn. What interested me about this match was not, well, it didn't interest me. It kind of threw me off because crowd started chanting Yoshitatsu. Yoshitatsu. I mean, I guess you can chant that Yoshitatsu. I wouldn't, but that was actually pretty funny. They actually chanted Yoshitatsu in two different areas of the match. Once at the beginning, once like near the middle, I would say. So we start the match off with the three of them circled around each other, seeing like who's gonna make the first move. You know, they're trying to like do the battle of strength with the hands or whatever, but no one wants to go for it. You know, Tyler Breeze looks like he's gonna go for it, but he backs up. Tyson Kidd finally makes the first move, kicking both guys like roundhouse kicks, and then doing a double drop kick to Tyler Breeze and sending down Tyler Breeze and Sami Zayn. So Tyson somehow, you know, he gets knocked down or whatever and gets out of the ring, and that's when Breeze and Sami are, you know, they're fighting up in the ring. And then Tyson returns to the ring. He gets back in. Sami Zayn starts to work more on Tyson Kidd because he already has Breeze down. Breeze hits this beauty shot out of absolutely nowhere to Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's running across the ring trying to hit Tyson with whatever. But Tyler Breeze hits him with a beauty shot, which was gorgeous. I believe that sent him out of the ring. No, I don't think so. You know, after the beauty shot, we went to commercial, and when we got back, we had Tyson Kidd and Breeze in the ring together. Breeze gets thrown out of the ring, basically. Tyson tries to leap outside, but like Tyler Breeze catches him with this like uppercut, this European uppercut of some sort, which was actually did not look good because Tyson was like slowing down when he was gonna jump out of the ring, which looked really, really nasty. But after, we saw something absolutely amazing, gorgeous, if you will. Sami Zayn goes inside of the ring and leaps over the top rope, arms and legs spread wide open, and he lands on top of Tyler Breeze. And I thought that was crazy insane. And then once he is done with that, he goes and he jumps onto the apron, goes on the top rope, jumps off the rope, and hits Tyson Kidd. And then I don't know who Sami Zayn hit this on. I don't even know what the commentators called it. I think it was like a blue thunder bomb, I think he said. I don't even know. But this move was crazy good. It was impressive. You know, one commentator called it whatever, and then William Regal had to use the technical real term of what it was. I was like, I don't know what any of those are. I could not really hear that well when they said it. But it was an impressive move. If you've seen it, it was crazy good. And then they did this really cool spot, all three of the guys. So it's Sami Zayn and Tyler Breeze, you know, battling it out, if you will. And Zayn, you know, hooks Tyler's leg while they're both standing, trying to go for some sort of suplex. And Tyson Kidd comes out from behind Sami Zayn, grabs him in a German suplex, and lifts him up, hits him with a German, while Sami Zayn hits Tyler with what they called a exploder suplex, which was crazy cool. I thought that was like amazing. So eventually Tyson Kidd gets Sami Zayn in the sharpshooter. Oh, we all know that the Hart family used the sharpshooter, so I mean, it's only necessary for Tyson Kidd to use it since he's married to a Hart, a Neidhart, I suppose. So he's got him in the sharpshooter. Everyone knows he's not going to tap to that. I mean, I knew he wasn't going to tap to that. Tyler Breeze comes out, super kicks Tyson. They exchange blows again, back and forth. And, you know, doing some cool stuff in the match. I really like the match. And at the very, end of the match, I don't recall how. I think Tyson Kidd was on the top rope, and I think Tyler Breeze knocked him down. I'm sorry. And, you know, Sami Zayn comes from wherever Sami Zayn comes from. He's, climbing up to the top rope. Tyson Kidd pushes Zayn off to the outside of the ring. So Sami Zayn falls from the very top rope to the outside of the ring. That's not too bad, right? Well, Tyler Breeze is laying down on the mat. Tyson Kidd gets up, hits him with an elbow drop. He basically does not hook his leg or pin him. He just lays on him for a pin, I guess. So the ref's counting 1, 2, 3. Sami Zayn tries to roll into the ring and break up the pin, but unfortunately he can't. And I was personally shocked because I didn't expect Tyson Kidd to win, to become the number 1 contender, especially with just an elbow drop. I mean, an elbow drop, really, I think you would do another move, I guess. But if you want to end your match with an elbow drop, go for it. By all means. I know my opinion won't affect it, but that was what I thought. I would have gone with a different approach to end the match. If I were to say Tyson were to win, which he did, I'd want him to win with a different move that looked like an impressive move that he can use for a permanent finisher move. Because I don't know what his finisher is. I hope it's not an elbow drop. But it would be pretty cool to see him come out with a new move to eventually use maybe in the title match. So this basically built up Sami Zayn and his obsessions. I feel like they're going to probably turn him heel. I feel like he's going to obsess over the NXT championship and cost maybe Tyson Kidd the championship. Whether it turns him heel or not, I feel that will happen at TakeOver. Maybe after TakeOver it will happen. Maybe before TakeOver it will happen. But I do not believe that this will not progress Sami Zayn's obsession character, I suppose, in any way. I don't think this progresses Tyler Breeze that much. Maybe Tyler Breeze and Sami Zayn will go at it at TakeOver. But I don't feel this match helped Tyler Breeze's character development. Maybe it helped Tyson Kidd's, because he did say earlier in the night that he wanted to be the success story of NXT. He wanted to be like the Wyatt family. He wanted to be like the Shield. He wants to prove that he is capable of basically, I can hold the NXT championship, so I can hold the championship in the main roster. And I think if he pulls off an impressive match with Adrian Neville at TakeOver, without a doubt, he could be ready for the main roster again. But again, that's just my opinion. Of course, if Alvin was here, he'd have a different opinion. You have a different opinion. That is what channel is based on. To get my opinion out, get Alvin's opinion out, to hear your opinion. So please tell me your opinion of this show. Give your predictions maybe for NXT TakeOver, which is May 29th, 2014. Leave a comment telling me, you suck when you're alone, or maybe, I really like when you're alone, or maybe you just don't do everything alone, do everything with Alvin, or just give me a comment based on what you think of me speaking alone. I don't think it was that good because we didn't have much conversation. I apologize for this being short, but of course Alvin was not able to make it, so I had to do it alone. That's why it's so short, because usually when we're together we start arguing about our different opinions, which is, I guess, what brings the entertainment. So please leave a comment on what you thought. Leave a like because it helps your friends and whatnot to see it, or your subscribers if you have subscribers. So please leave a like, leave a comment, share it to your friends if you have wrestling friends and you'd like to show them. That would be great. Subscribe if you liked and wanted to see more. If you don't really want to make a YouTube account because you don't like all that stuff, follow us on Twitter to see when else we have a new video up. You can follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/xxomgxx. Follow Alvin on Twitter, twitter.com/alvinalpha. Follow me on Instagram as well, Instagram @TheWrestlingMark. If you want to keep updated with us, that's the way to do it. So thank you for watching again. I am Giovanni of The Wrestling Marks. Thank you.